Welcome to Somerset Showcase. Today we are going to be talking to someone who has a very important job in Somerset because she takes care of our veterans. We're here with new Veterans Agent Micaila Britto, who just started her job last month for the town. So, welcome to Somerset.
Thank you, I appreciate the welcome.
Every town or city in Massachusetts has to have a veterans agent, and they need to be a veteran. So can you tell me how you became a veteran, why you went into the military?
Sure. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17 years old, just graduated from high school, and I decided that I wanted something more challenging than going to college right away, because I knew that my parents couldn't afford to pay for me to go to school. So I served on active duty for almost 7 years, and I was stationed in both Okinawa, Japan, and 29 Palms, California. So when I was done with my active duty, I had the status of a veteran.
So what did you do in the military?
My job was aircraft launch and recovery, so I worked on the airfield with the cable, the arresting gear, and all the airfield lighting. It would be similar to being on an aircraft carrier in the Navy and catching jets with that cable.
Did you see the Top Gun movie?
I did.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was pretty cool at first because it was before I joined the military. Okay. But once I joined the Marine Corps, I realized that it was not all it was cut up to be, because some of the things that they do don't really happen. No.
Okay, so you said you were deployed in California.
Well, I was stationed in California. I didn't actively deploy to Iraq or to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, but I did support different units that did deploy over there, and we did help train reservists or personnel who were not acclimated to the desert before they went over there.
And so then you became a veterans agent at some point after you were in the military. Why did you want to go into that type of work?
When I first got out, I had a lot of difficulty navigating the VA system and finding out what my different benefits were. And so I figured if I was having such problems, that there had to be a lot of other people that did also. So knowing that Massachusetts is the only state in the union that has veteran service officers, I felt like this was going to be something that I would be able to make a difference in. So here I am as a veteran service officer.
Can you tell me about, you've done this in a few other towns before you came here. Can you tell me about your experience?
Correct. I started in Rainham, so it was a small community just like Somerset, very close-knit veterans community. And at first, having to learn the system, there was a little bit of a learning curve because of the way that Massachusetts does it with the Chapter 115 benefits. But after I'd been there for several months, I was able to catch on a lot better and be able to service our veterans in a more accurate way. And then I became the director in Fall River for a little while, and then Heather Cheatham actually convinced me to apply for the job here in Somerset, and here I am.
Of course, Heather is the former veterans agent in
Correct.
Somerset. She was our first woman veterans agent in Somerset. So
she's got big shoes to fill, but I'm attempting to take over where she left off.
She was a good person. So what are the responsibilities of the veterans agent? Tell me what you do.
Well, like I said, here in Massachusetts, we have a program called Chapter 115, which is a monetary stipend that is given to veterans and their spouses or their surviving spouses. And it's monies that bring them up to the 200% of the poverty level. So some of it is just simple ordinary benefits. Others, it comes up to being medical only, so that we help them pay for their co-pays or their health insurance. And so being able to provide those services to some of our veterans means a total difference between having food on the table or paying for their medications. And also within my position, I help veterans file for VA claims, whether it be a disability claim, a VA pension, GI Bill, and or home loans.
Are there a lot of veterans in town who need these types of services?
There are a lot of veterans who feel like they don't deserve the benefits because they feel like there are other people who are more worthy of it. But being able to get the word out and be able to let the veterans know that they really deserve it because they've earned it, or to be able to get some of our older veterans this assistance that they need so that they can stay either in their homes or, like I said again, provide for themselves either by putting food on the table or being able to cover their medical expenses.
What have been the biggest issues related to the type of work that you do? Does the government provide enough money for the veterans?
Here in the Commonwealth, of course, we have this benefit of Chapter 115. There are some issues with it going forward since there was such a large cost of living increase. So it's taken some of our veterans and either reduced their benefits that they have or have taken some of them off completely. But through legislation at the state level, they're attempting to change those income levels so that it provides more for our veterans.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have veterans who, again, feel like they don't deserve to file for a VA disability claim. And then after sitting here and speaking with them and helping them to file for their claims, they realize that they really do deserve this.
Anything, any new events you're planning? I know you help plan the Memorial Day parade and some other things in town. You have any new initiatives that you're planning for the town?
Well, here in Somerset, there is a Veterans Advisory Committee that is going to be working very closely with my office with different initiatives or suggestions that my office can provide. Right now, the committee has received a grant to help restore the World War II monument right outside here. They received a $15,000 grant from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and plus they have to match whatever that grant is to continue to restore that. So they will be doing a lot of fundraising so that they have the money that would make the difference.
What are some of the problems with the monument that they need to fix? Can you read all the names?
Some of the names have been sandblasted, like due to weather, have been taken away so that it's difficult to read them. The stone itself has a little bit of weather damage, and some of the bricks aren't laying flat anymore. So what they're trying to do is have that centerpiece where all the names are to be replaced with a different type of lettering so that it'll be able to stay longer, and then being able to level out the ground so that the bricks sit properly.
Okay. And when people come into your office, they're going to see your service dog. Can you tell me a little bit about?
Yes, I have a Great Dane service dog, and her name is Rabbit. She's named after the Winnie the Pooh litter, so all 10 of her litter are named after Winnie the Pooh characters. She is a mobility stability dog, so she helps keep me upright, and or if I fall, she helps me get back up. She's very, very docile, and she just kind of sits back there without too much attention. Other than there's sometimes that some of my veterans or whomever come in don't notice her, and then all of a sudden they're startled because, like I said, she just kind of lays there and almost looks like a stuffed animal.
I didn't even notice her the first time I came in here.
She's very quiet. She very rarely barks. She's Not that she's not aggressive, but sometimes she's overly friendly.
So outside of here, what do you like to do? Do you have any types of hobbies that you...
Currently, I'm attending school at Bridgewater State University, and I'm utilizing my VA VRN benefits. So I am getting my bachelor's degree in studio arts with a concentration in photography. Also, through Bridgewater State, I am part of Student Veterans of America, which is the national organization that helps student veterans with different benefits that we wouldn't necessarily be aware of. They helped with getting the new GI Bill passed on Congress. And I also attended their Leadership Institute back in October, and it was a great event, and it helps to teach each of us a little bit of a better way to approach of our leadership styles, plus being able to take those lessons back to our campuses, to our chapter. And then this past January, I also attended National Convention down in Orlando, Florida. But I love my photography stuff, and I'm hoping to be able to do a little bit more of it, and being able to take some photos of our veterans and help with their memory stuff.
Is there particular types of photos that you like to take?
I like to take a little bit of everything, but I prefer the more candid photojournalistic type of photos, because in that way it captures the moment without it being a forced and formal type of a photo.
Have you, obviously you've been meeting a lot of veterans around town.
A lot. We have a lot of different veterans who are just coming in, saying hello, introducing themselves, so that I know them a little bit better on a personal level. Excuse me. We do have a lot of our veterans who are on our Chapter 115 benefits, who I've been meeting and getting to know a little bit better. We are attempting to plan like a few coffee hours that will take place at a couple of the different veterans organizations here in town, whether it be during the day, during the week for some of our older veterans, or doing something on the weekend or in the evening, so that some of our younger veterans who do have families or full-time jobs will be able to attend some of these events.
Yeah, we have some pretty active veterans organizations in town, with the American Legion and the AMVETS. The VFW hasn't been quite as active, but...
And don't forget about the Marine Corps Elite.
And I'm sorry, I cannot forget Mr. Aldrich. I've done a lot of stories with him. He's a good man.
They, a matter of fact, in a couple weeks, they'll be going to the VA Brockton campus, and they will be having a pizza party with some of the veterans who are impatient over there and don't really get a lot of visitors.
That's right, you're a good Marine. You didn't forget it when I did. So, okay, well, thank you for answering all my questions. And thanks for tuning in to Somerset Showcase. We've been speaking with Veterans Agent Micaila Britto, the new Veterans Agent in Somerset. Thank you for tuning in.